Ada.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? All right, thank you very much, Peter. At this, I believe you can all hear me. I just needed to get confirmation so that I can proceed. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Good morning, all traders that we have on this forum. I hope we're doing very well today. It's another brand new trading week, and this is our morning market review. This session holds, thank you, Chinedu Abdulatif. You're welcome. Good morning, sir. So this session holds every day, from Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Of course, we like to allow 5 minutes in case anyone is having connectivity issues. Okay, so you get to meet with, so I'm seeing Infinix X6525. Good morning, you're welcome, sir. So you get to meet with our analysts on a daily basis, and also with the hope that when you listen long enough, every day, every week, Monday through Friday, you're also able to come up with your own profitable strategies in the financial market. And peradventure, you're just joining us this forum for the first time. During these sessions, we get to look at what's going on in the markets in terms of fundamentals and technicals, technical setups that would give us uh, direction. We'll be able to tell whether price is up or down for trade ideas, and also with a view that would be able to pick a few entries and trade ideas, like I said, for today, especially for today, and even for the rest of the week as well. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. Usually we start with the majors, with the major pairs, and from there we start looking at other assets as well. Well, I'll quickly head over to forexfactory.com to see if we have any economic event, any news that could impact price for today. So I'm going to do that right away. That's the preferred economic calendar, forexfactory.com. Tuesday, October 8th. Okay, not much today in terms of fundamentals. This is Australian dollar. Okay, this happened already, 1:30 a.m. Monetary policy meeting minutes. Okay, so this happened already. We do not have any more important news that can impact the assets that we have. So not much for fundamentals for today. So I'm going to switch right to MT4 to check what we have in terms of technicals. MetaTrader 4. Okay. Right there. Okay, so I need us to confirm we can see my screen. So I know we're on the same page, and then I proceed. Okay, I got a confirmation from Chinedu. So I believe we all can see my screen. All right. Okay. So this is the dollar index. This is the USD index. Now, for me, I like to start from here to understand what's going on with the uh, dollar itself as an asset so that I can easily relate this to the other major pairs that we have, the likes of euro, dollar, pound, USD, JPY, AUD, USD. Uh, those pairs with USD as one of the currencies that is. All right, so this is the dollar index, like I said. And for me, the dollar index, uh, this is the daily time frame, by the way, is beginning to look more constructive. This is the first time we're seeing a higher high from the DXY since as far back as April. Since as far back as April, this is the first time we're getting a higher high. Okay. Since as far back as April, when the downtrend started, giving us series of lows and lower lows. So this is what that means. So I said since as far back as April, you could see the date here when we got this fantastic structure for an uptrend. So here we got the high, we got the higher low, we got the higher high, gave us a higher low, but at this point, it couldn't give us a higher high, couldn't give us a higher high. So it stopped right there. If this uptrend were to continue, this should have gone higher, than this previous high level. But since we didn't get that, that's a very quick signal that the direction is about to change, And interestingly, since that failure to go above this previous high, we started seeing lower lows and lower highs. We started having that. We got up until this point, and then even here, it still gave us a lower high, and then we got a lower low right there. And then after this lower low, of course, this should have given us a new lower high so that the downtrend can continue. But because this lower low has now produced a high, let me take this out. Okay, so this lower high, we got a lower low. And then after the lower low, ideally, we should have gotten lower high for the downtrend to continue, but that failed. Instead, we got a higher high, Z. So this level now has now gone above this previous lower high level right there. So that's why I said the DXY is looking more constructive currently. It's looking more constructive. So what that means is that, and I remember I've pointed out this level quite a number of times in this forum, this 100.6 level, because if you look back, I showed us this point for, let's see, okay, since sometime, uh, this was 2022, you said, since that time, price has been unable to go below this level here. You said multiple attempts to go below that level, and from that point, price would rally. Even right here, we still got the same level. And then eventually price broke that level here, but almost immediately closed back above it. So this, of course, was a failed breakout, was a fake out. Even at this level, still the same point. And then even at this level, still the same 100.6 level. And eventually price closed below it, but now we're seeing a push back above. So what it means is that we're getting a similar scenario that played out here. We're seeing it currently. And from this point now, we're seeing this rally. However, it is now at resistance. How do I know that? If you check this 102.6 level, okay, let me do this. So we have this point here. And then if you continue to look back, you will see more attempts at that level. You see it, even here. Even here. So that's how I know that the 102.6 level is quite significant. You see it. Even right here, you see it. Okay, so what this means is that, of course, this is bullish because it is now above this previous lower high points. So what I expect or what I'll be looking out for to get aggressively bullish for me would be number one. Now, all of this is happening on the daily time frame, by the way. Would be number one, I get a pullback to this 102 level, which is very close to this area that gave us the lower high. Right there. So if I get a pullback to that level, something like this, if I get a pullback to that level and then a new high, then this would be even much more decisive for me because as it is currently, it is now close to a resistance. It is now close to this resistance. So what that means is that number one, you don't want to be buying into a resistance. You don't want to be buying into a resistance. You want to buy at a support. So number one, I need this price to come back and retest this level as support. This level here. Okay, let me extend it. All right. So I need price to, number one, come back to retest this area as support, and then we get that bullish move from there. Or if we do get a close above this resistance at around 1026, we get a close above that, then that would be much more decisive for me in terms of being bullish, to be much more decisive for me. All right. So that's it for the dollar index. That's it for the dollar index. So like I said, one, I get a pullback into this area to retest it as support, or two, it close above this resistance at 1026. All right. So that's what I'll be looking out for me to trade the USD index or apply it to the major pairs that I'm interested in. All right. So moving on to euro dollar, what does that translate to for the euro USD? Of course, the euro USD is essentially the inverse of the DXY that we just analyzed. Okay. So again, this here has also produced, of course, you would see how bullish this has been, even right from this point. This has given us a series of higher highs and higher lows up until this double top. You see, so eventually we got this double top at around 1.12. We got that double top. And that double top has now produced this lower low. Said this gave us a higher low, but failed to give us a higher high, which is typical of an uptrend. If this uptrend were to continue, this should have given us a higher high, should have closed at a level higher than the previous high here. But that did not happen. And instead, we have now seen a lower low, you said, lower than this previous low point. Okay, so what it means is that on our euro dollar, would be looking for opportunities to sell. We'll be looking for opportunities to sell. Okay. So this is the daily time frame, like I said. So let's head over to a much lower time frame to see what we have. Okay, so this is 15 minutes now. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the 15 minutes time frame. And then, of course, we're seeing signs of being bearish. Okay, so what it means is that this would be a good opportunity for a sell. Would be a good opportunity for a sell. Right there. Okay, so like I said, this would be a good opportunity for a sell. That's for euro dollar on the 15 minutes time frame. Of course, it's now even going below the 50 moving average, which is even more fantastic. All right, so that's it for the euro dollar. The clear sell right there. All right, so we started, of course, we started here on the daily time frame to understand the overall structure. And of course, what we have here, we got this double top. We got this double top. Looking at this uptrend here, we're seeing series of higher highs and higher lows. And this was the last higher low. And after this higher low, of course, the expectation is that we get higher high. So ideally, this should have gone above this previous high here. But because that has failed and has now given us a double top pattern, which is also a reversal, a bearish reversal pattern, because it has given us that, and then we saw this bearish move right here. And again, thanks to the NFP data that we got last week, further pushing this to the downside. Okay, so because this has now closed below this higher low level that we got previously, what it means is that we expect this to continue to be bearish. So this level here now is now expected to act as resistance, and that's what we're currently seeing. This level here at around 1.1 to act as resistance, and then push price to the downside from that point. So we switched to the 15 minutes time frame, and then we got this on the 15 minutes time frame. Of course, this is the reversal pattern right here at this resistance here on 15 minutes. So okay, eventually, so this 1.1 level is what we saw on the daily time frame. yeah, this 1.1 level is what we have on the daily time frame, which is the level we are expecting to act as resistance for price. If you look back here, it was support. Here it was support. It supported price at that point. Even right here, it was resistance. Okay, so that's why I know that level is quite significant. So eventually, we may get a retest of the 1.1 level. So if you are a conservative trader like myself, you would want to wait for price to come back to 1.1 to retest 1.1 level as resistance and then take sales from there. If we head over to 15 minutes, we head over to 15 minutes time frame, and we get a reversal confirmation, a bearish confirmation here. It will also be a fantastic time to enter for a sell. Okay, and for on the 15 minutes time frame, it would be when we get a close below this trend line, when we get a close below this trend line. Now, of course, it's 15 minutes time frame. It's still, this current candle is still forming, it's still in progress. So at the end of this 15 minutes, which is in less than a minute, if we get a close below this trend line, then it will further confirm that bearish move right there. Okay, and that's it. This didn't convincingly close below the trend line. We did not get a convincing close below this trend line, and that's probably why we're seeing this push back to the upside. Okay, so on 15 minutes time frame, this may mean that we get a retest of the trend line resistance, and then price push lower from that point. So let's see how this plays out on the 15 minutes time frame. All right, so moving on to pound USD now. What do we have on pound USD? This is what I'm seeing is Infinix XT525. But let's see. AUD USD. Okay. Now for AUD USD, well, because of the strength of the USD index, because of the strength of the USD index, I'm seeing this more as a bearish move. Now, let's see. So here, this level here, of course, acted as resistance multiple times at price level 0.68. Even right here. Here, we got a close above that level at 0.68 here, but almost immediately price closed back below that level. So, of course, this was a fake out, a breakout that failed. If you look back, you continue to see multiple attempts. So right here, again, we're going to close above that 0.68 level, but right about now, price is back below that level. So again, what that means is that this would be another fake out, this right here, because ideally it should have continued, So because price is now back below it, that's why I'll be bearish on AUD USD. Now, for you, you're already in a sell trade. Oh, sorry, you're already in a buy trade, like you said, you're already in a buy trade. Okay, now this level here at 0.67 is also expected to support price. This level here at 0.67. In the event that we get it close below that 0.67, then that would further confirm the bearish move, and you may want to exit the buy that you have on for AUD USD. If we get it close below 0.67 here at this price level, then that would further confirm this bearish move that we're seeing. All right. So for me, I'll be looking for opportunities to sell AUD USD, to sell AUD right here. Okay. Number one, that would mean I get some pullback here. Let's see. Okay, so because price is now approaching the support level here, because price is now approaching this support here at 0.67, if you look back, you will see that this level is quite significant. So we can expect price to react from this level. So number one, we may get pull back from that point. Maybe it pulls back to the 50 moving average. Let's see. Let me see what Bollinger Bands is saying. Okay. You see, price is now at the lower Bollinger Band. So what it means is that we may get a pullback from this point. We're still on AUD USD. We may get a pullback from this point, maybe to this middle band, and then from there, price continues to push lower from that point, or price comes back to 50 moving average, which is also very close to the upper Bollinger Band, and then we see a push to the downside from that point. Or in the event that it doesn't give us a pullback just yet, and instead we get it close below this 0.67 level, then, like I said, that would further confirm the bearish move, and then I continue to sell. That's AUD USD. Okay. So let's see what we have. Yeah, Infinix X6525. That's what I'm saying. I hope you got that. So USD JPY, what's happening? USD JPY. Okay. On USD JPY, I got this Fibbo retracement from this low that marked the beginning of this uptrend, series of higher lows and higher highs from this low to this high. And then I found out that this current level was sitting on the 61.8 golden level. You see it? Right here, sitting on 61.8. So I knew that if this downtrend were to continue, then we would need a close below that level. But instead, what we are seeing is a typical structure of an uptrend from that level. Okay, so from this low now, we got a high, we got a higher low, we got a higher high. So the expectation right here is that we get a higher low. We get a higher low and then a higher high from that point. So that's the expectation that I have for USD JPY. Okay. So this is the daily time frame. That's the direction. That's the bias that I have for USD JPY. But let's check a much lower time frame to see what we have. So what it means is that we're expecting a pullback here. It has now given us a higher high. It has now given us a higher high right there. And then we expect a pullback may come all the way to retest the previous resistance at 146. We get that. So that means while we expect that to happen, we may see a short-term bearish move from the from dollar JPY. We may see a short-term bearish move to retest the resistance here, the initial resistance here, to retest it at support, and then we continue to see bullish move from there. Okay, so let's head over to 15 minutes to see what we have. Okay, so that's the pullback we're seeing in effect. That's the pullback we're seeing in effect. Okay. Okay. So that's the pullback we're seeing. So if you're already in a sell trade here, you may want to leave it. You may want to leave it. It may come all the way back to this 146 level to retest it as support. Of course, we started on the daily time frame, and then I was able to highlight to us why I have that expectation for USD JPY. And then I'm going to run through it one more time before I move on. Okay, so I started from here. And then I showed us beginning of the 2023 was when we got this low here. And then from this low, we saw series of higher highs and higher lows up until this high here. We saw series of higher lows and higher highs up until this high right there. So we have that. And then from that high, we started seeing lows from that high. We started getting series of lows from that high. And then I also highlighted to us how I was able to measure that move from this low to this high. And then this new low is current or was at 61.8. So from that point, I knew that because it is a very significant Fibo level, I knew that price would, of course, rally from that point. And interestingly, it gave us a high, it gave us a higher low, it gave us a higher high. So from this higher high level now, what we expect to see is a higher low. So the higher low, we expect it to come back to the previous, of course, this level was resistance. This level was resistance before. So we expect even here, it was also resistance here as well. Okay, so we expect this level to come back to 146 to retest it at support, and then we get a new high from that level. So because of this pullback that we expect here, that's why some of us may take advantage of this short-term sell opportunity on USD JPY. All right. So that's it for USD JPY. Yeah, I already touched on pound USD. Don't know if you missed it. I would like to touch on US 100 as well. Okay, so for US 100, I need to take this out. So we got a high right there from this low. Okay, from this low, which also corresponds with this level right here, and this level right there. Here it was resistance. Okay, so from this low now, we got that aggressive move to the upside from this point, created this high, and then came back to this low again. And from this low, what we now have is price heading back to that high. It has been creating highs from that point. So we got higher low, we got a new high, and now we're seeing a new low in effect. Okay. So where do we expect that to get to? Of course, this was resistance. This was resistance, and then price is currently here as resistance. Okay, so eventually, let me take out those trend lines. Okay, so here we are looking for opportunities to buy. We're looking for opportunities to buy, and currently price is at support. Price is at support, but of course, this is the daily time frame. So let's head over to a much lower one. All right, so this is 15 minutes now. So on these 15 minutes, we got this consolidation. We got this consolidation. So this is the high of the consolidation, and somewhere here as the low. So we got this sideways movement from support to resistance, back to support, back to resistance, back to support, back to resistance, back to support. Okay, so to go bullish here, I would need price to go above this resistance. I need price to go above that resistance. See it? Right. So for me to go bullish, I need price to close above this resistance right there. Or if price comes back to this support, then I would also take my buy from that level. I also take my buy from that level. So that's for US 100. That's for US 100. Again, for US 100, we started on the daily time frame. First of all, we need to understand the overall direction so that we know in which direction to trade. We need to understand the trend. There's a saying that you need to be a friend of the trend. Okay, so that's why it's important to, first of all, recognize what trend we have. And of course, it's quite obvious here that we have an uptrend from these low points. So we got this high, we got this higher low, we got higher high, and of course, we expect higher low, respect higher low. So with that in mind, we then switch to the 15-minute time frame to look for a more instant entry opportunity. And on the 15-minute time frame, we saw this consolidation. We saw this consolidation. Okay, so because we have a consolidation, of course, we'll be trading from support to resistance, from resistance back to support, back to resistance, back to support, back to resistance, back to support, back to resistance. You see it? As many times as we see this happen, we can continue to trade from support back to resistance right there. But eventually, and because we also know that this will not continue forever, this will not continue forever, eventually we expect a break. We expect price to break out of this consolidation. And what does that mean? Number one, it may either break and then continue to go higher, or break and then push lower. Okay? But the expectation is that we get a break to the upside, because what we currently have is an uptrend. You see, what we currently have is an uptrend. All right. And to confirm that, we need price to close above this resistance here. We need price to close above this resistance or come back to support so that we can take our buy from support. Of course, you don't want to be buying into a resistance. You don't want to be buying you don't want to be buying at resistance. This is the resistance right here on this 15 minutes time frame. So number one, you want to wait for price to come back to this support, and then you take your buy from there, or you wait for price to close above the resistance so that it becomes support, and then you take your buy from that point. Emmanuel Mills, I hope you got that for US 100. You got that for US 100. I'll still take one or two more before we call it a day. Great to know. So we have quite a number of them already that we can watch. Okay, that's Peter Adisa. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, since we have two requests for this now, so let's look at it before we call it a day. All right, so this is gold now. Of course, no doubt has been very bullish aggressively. All right. So I remember this consolidation that we got here between 25.30 and 24.75. Okay. So we got that consolidation here, and then eventually price closed above it decisively. So for that US 100, if we get a similar close above this consolidation, something similar to what we got here. You see this consolidation here, and then we got this close above the high. So if we get something similar for US 100, then that would confirm the bullish move, and then we can take buy from that point. Okay, so our price broke above that consolidation. This is gold now on daily time frame, broke above it, and then we saw this fantastic follow through. Okay, but eventually we stopped, let's see the high. Okay, around 26.84. Okay, around 26.84. I want to check this low as well. Okay, so for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For about 12 days, price has stayed on this same spot. For about 12 days, price has stayed, it's stuck between 26.84 and 26.24, around those price levels. Okay, so what does that mean? All right, and again, this trend line here, of course, also acted as resistance multiple times until we got that close above the trend line. Okay, that's number two. So what's the expectation now? Let's head over to a much lower time frame. Okay, so that's the consolidation that I showed us on the daily time frame. For about 12 days, price has stayed on the same spot. You see it for about 12 days now. This is what it looks like on H4. Again, we see that consolidation on H1. Okay, this is what we have. We see that consolidation. So, as it is right now, I'm going to take out this rectangle. All right, so for me, it's quite messy, but of course, number one, I want to see price come to the low of that consolidation. I want to see price come back to the low of this consolidation. If it comes back to the low of this consolidation and I get some bullish pattern from this level, then I'll be looking to buy from this level. However, if what we get instead is a close below that level, a decisive close below that level, then I may want to look for sell opportunities. And currently it is below the 50 EMAs, below the 50 EMA, which is bearish. Okay, so number one, I need price to come back to the low of this consolidation. And if I get a bullish pattern from that point, then I would go long from this level, But if, on the other hand, what we get is a close below this level, we get a close below this level, then that would be bearish. That would be bearish for gold. That's how I'm going to approach this. That's how I'm going to approach gold. And I hope we got that. Right, that's it for gold. For Tuta Adisa and Moli, it's quite a hard one. CHLJPY. Do I have it on my chart bar? No, I don't. But let's see if we can quickly touch on it before we call it a day. Okay, so again, for CHF JPY, this is the daily time frame. And like I said, you want to check the direction. You want to confirm direction on the daily time frame. Okay. So we have this level here. We have this level right here as well. Here as well. All right. So we got this move from this high to this low. Okay. And then from that point, we see this push higher, which even went above this previous lower low point. So we got this move right here. We got this pullback and then back to a lower low level. Okay, and from that point, price pushed higher, going above this previous lower high. All right, so that's one. All we're trying to do is to understand the direction right here. So this is Fibo. Okay, so currently price is above the 50% level. Price is above the 50% Fibonacci level. All right. So let's head over to a lower time frame for opportunities. All right, so again, this is the 50 level that we highlighted on the daily time frame, and prices are around that area. Okay, so what I'll be looking out for here is some bullish pattern from this level, some bullish pattern. We already saw this long lower tail, which signifies rejection. So I now need a bullish pattern, maybe something similar to this. If I get a bullish engulfing pattern from this level, that would signal my entry for a buy. Or we get a push back to that 50% level, and then we now wait for a reversal from that level to go long. If, on the other hand, we get a close back below this 50 level, then that will signal a bearish move. That would signal a bearish move for CHF JPY. All right. So number one, for CHF JPY, we see a bullish reversal pattern at this current level. Then that would signal my entry for a buy at the current level if we get that. Or if we get a push back to the 50% level, we get a push back to this level, and then it gives us a bullish pattern from this point. That would also be my trigger to buy at that level. So that's what I'll be looking out for on CHF JPY. You're welcome, sir. That's Olatunde Sanusi. Okay, so this is a good place to leave it. The hammer on CHF JPY not enough as a bullish signal. Okay, now for this hammer, it's not quite convincing because we also have this upper wick right here. Also have this upper wick right here. If there was no wick at all, then it would be more convincing, So that's why we're going to wait for more confirmation. And that would be if we get a bullish pattern, a bullish engulfing pattern right here, then that would be more convincing. That would be more convincing. And it's on 15 minutes time frame, so you are not waiting for too long to see what we have, and then you can take your entries from that level. All right, so this is a good place to leave it for today. Join us same time tomorrow from 8 a.m. so that we can you join our morning market review as well, so that we can continue to look at what's going on in the markets and how best to take advantage of that. So thank you very much for joining us today. I wish us a happy trading day. Thank you.